Close your eyes. I want you to take a deep breath in and hold it for 10 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then slowly release the air. Feel your heartbeat slow down to a nice, steady rhythm. Keep breathing deeply. And with every inhale, I want you to gather up some of the tension and stress in your body. Gather it in your lungs, and then exhale it out. Feel that negativity leave your body like a puff of smoke, leaving your body more relaxed and more open than when we started. Breathe in and out. Feel your body relax and unwind. The wave moves onward, up your back and spine, releasing all that pent-up energy and allowing you to rest easy. You are safe, and you are protected. The wave passes over your abdomen and your chest, sliding down your arms. Feel it in your biceps and triceps, your forearms and fingers, all relaxing. Slowly, the wave passes up your neck and into your face, into your eyelids and your lips, until your entire body is completely relaxed. All tension is gone, and you are more receptive to everything I say. No stress, no negativity, just relaxation and openness. And with your physical body now relaxed, I want you to focus on your mind. Focus on all those little buzzing thoughts and emotions, the memories of the past day, any anxieties or fears you might have. Focus on them and feel them. And then, like a plug has been pulled on your mind, feel them all drain away, slowly and carefully, spiraling down, round and round and round your mental drain, and gradually emptying your mind, emptier and emptier, until all that negativity is completely gone. Feel how peaceful it is now that you no longer have those intrusive thoughts in your head. Sit in this mental silence and relish in it. Nothing can break this tranquility. No outside influence. Your mind is a sanctuary that lets in one thing: my words, my commands. And as the silence in your mind grows, As the emptiness expands and consumes you, you feel your mind transforming into a total abyss. Deep, dark, empty, bottomless. Your mind, now empty, gives you free access to the subconscious. Envision that abyss before you, a deep, black void, abject emptiness, and yet it calls out to you. It beckons to you, and you take the first step into your abyss. 1. Slowly sinking down into the emptiness of your own mind. 2. Feel it consume you as you go deeper and deeper. 3. The deeper you go into the abyss, the more open you are to my words and suggestions. 4. The abyss lets you realize that my words are your truth. My words are your reality. 5. Halfway to being completely submerged in your mental abyss. 6. Feel any resistance or apprehension that you might have felt completely disappear into the abyss. 7. The more open your mind becomes to my suggestions, the deeper you sink. 8. Feel it suck you in, embracing you with warmth and love. 9. You sink up to your neck, the feeling of emptiness and peace almost all-consuming. 10. Completely covered and entirely at ease. Your entire mind and body given over to the trance. You experience nothing but my trance and the abyss. And you love this feeling. Just lie in your abyss, the infinite expanse of the void comforting you amidst the impenetrable darkness. No thoughts, no resistance, no light, just the abyss and you. Take a deep breath and feel how the abyss rises and falls with your chest, growing and shrinking with every breath in and out, in and out. The abyss taking its time to breathe with you, become one with you, totally in sync with your entire being. And as the harmony between your mind and the dark expanse increases, you can feel the abyss shift over your skin, morphing and undulating, changing and growing, creating something around you, forming a mindscape, a world that blurs the lines between the mental and the actual reality. What difference is there really between the constructed reality in the abyss and the constructed reality outside of it? The one that the abyss makes for you is, at the very least, so much nicer, more vivid, and pleasurable. You can see it now, the colors forming before your eyes. Light, frosty blue and white. You can feel the cold nip of frost on your face and the cotton softness of the warm sheets in bed over the rest of your body. Smell the crisp freshness of the air and hear the sound of tinkling icicles above you as you awaken once again in the opulent frozen palace of the Winter King. The high ceilings and walls of ice glittering as the gentle winter sunlight refracts through them. The last thing you remember from this place was being brought here out of the elements by the Winter King and falling gently asleep in his arms. Now, you awake in a plush bed, laid and tucked in gently sometime during the last night, though you have no recollection of it. The whole room gives you a sense of pristine calm, cool and sterile as the morning after a fresh snowfall, still and silent until the gentle hoot of an owl is heard above you, and the perfect white form of the snowy owl flutters in from a nearby windowsill. It is large, and its wide, frozen blue eyes pierce you with an appraising glance, but it looks satisfied after a moment, content with your presence as it lands on your bedframe and looks over you. Her eyes aren't simply blue, they are unnaturally blue, a shifting turquoise and aquamarine gaze that harkens back to the being who brought you here. The tall, mysterious, otherworldly presence of the Winter King with his cloak of furs and crown of crystalline ice. But what captures your recollection most are his eyes, so blue, supernaturally azure that almost seem to glow magically, like the sunshine reflecting off a frozen pond. No sooner than you think of him, you hear the door open, and his voice soothes your ears. "Good, you're awake. I hope your slumber was a satisfying one. I see my little friend has taken quite the interest in you. She's always had such a sense for finding the best people, for identifying those in need who I can help, and who can help me. I was true to my word. I allowed you to stay in my domain for the night." What was that? Are you sure? Perhaps you're right. Maybe we should show them around, get them acquainted with the palace. Come, child, out of bed. Follow me. He turns his back on you, and the owl flies after him. You almost feel compelled to follow him, his command over this domain practically palpable. You can feel it in the cold air. You quickly jump out of bed and rush behind him. He walks with such regal grace that he almost floats down the long hallways of ice and crystal. You sidle up beside him, and despite the cold of the rest of the palace, his presence emanates a warm comfort. Along the corridor are hung several works of art, beautiful in their composition, of the king himself, of the palace grounds, of random subjects and still lifes, all painted in wonderful, vivid hues of blue and white. After such a long journey, you must be famished. You reach the end of the hallway where a large, heavy oak door stands closed. The Winter King rests a hand on the wood, and it swings open slowly, revealing a massive banquet hall, High chandeliers and skylights, a long table appointed for at least a dozen people, and a series of ornate decorations that line the wall, all crafted out of glittering, translucent blue crystal and ice. You feel the king's hand in the small of your back as he gently guides you. If you decide to stay with me, you can enjoy feasts aplenty in these halls. Anything you want, delivered at your slightest whim. He waves a hand, and almost like they appeared out of the cold air, a butler stands at your side, dressed in blue and white. A thought strikes you. He looks so happy, like he's lost in a blissful daydream, constant euphoria and enjoyment, a smile permanently wavering across his face. His eyes are unfocused and lost in the pleasure, but they too glow and shimmer with the frosty, piercing ice blue of the Winter King's power. Child, prepare some food for our new guest. Bring us the finest we have to offer. Have it set out by the time we get back. Am I clear? The servant looks up and nods slowly, the smile on his face unwavering, and the look of love and adoration in his eyes are obvious. The servant bows and struts off eagerly to fulfill his master's wishes. We can feast later, once you have been acquainted with the rest of the palace. Come along, child, let's not dally. He directs you out of the banquet hall and down through another door, walking down another corridor. My domain has many wonderful places for you to enjoy. Solariums and libraries and armories and drawing rooms, crafted out of the power of ice and crystal and snow, and sustained by me. I've been here a long time, and the power I have in my domain over my subjects is immeasurable. Some out there in that wide world would do anything to experience the safety and comfort of my kingdom. Count yourself as one of the very lucky few. You should be very grateful that my owl friend saw you as worthy. Here is another room you might be in dire need of. He opens a door, and it swings open into a bright room with crystalline flooring. The entire sanctum smells like evergreen conifers and peppermint. In the center of the room, beneath a skylight, is a large bathtub, crafted out of intricately sculpted glass. Perhaps you might need a bath to relax you, to wash away the grime of your time outside of my palace. I require my subjects to be clean and pure for me, like a fresh bank of snow, pristine. He claps his hands, and another servant walks up behind you, almost like a specter, a maid this time, dressed in the same blue and white accents. She looks up at the king with such beaming joy and loyalty that goes beyond the mere respect for a master. It edges into almost pious faith and devotion. And once again her eyes glow bright icy blue, shimmering and shining on their own, all of their love and affection focused entirely on the king. Draw our new guest a bath. Have it ready for them when we return. The servant smiles, curtsies, and bounds away with obvious enthusiasm for her position. The king smiles down at you. I have one last room to show you, and it's quite important. Plus, it's arguably the most important room in my whole palace. No, it's not my treasury, or even my personal quarters. He walks you down the long corridor that seems to go on forever, taking you deeper and deeper into his domain. his gentle influence on you slowly growing. Eventually, he turns and opens a small wooden door and lets you into a modest room with a single plush bed in the corner, a mirror and table and basin along the wall, a window that looks out onto the enchanted forest and castle grounds. A simple abode, but comfortable, modest and inviting, almost beckoning you to make it your new home. This is one of my servants' quarters, one of the last vacant ones I have left, and it's yours if you wish to take it. This will be your room to sleep and live and serve me and be mine. I know you want to deep down, even if you don't jump at the opportunity yet. You saw my other servants. Don't you want to be like them? Happy, simple, constantly euphoric and pleasurable, made so by serving their king, being my loyal subject. I take care of my subjects. I love and provide for them, and all I ask is for your faithful service. Oh, you don't have to answer now. Take your time. But remember, the longer you stay here, the further you go, the more you will become mine. He walks you gently over to the mirror, and you both look at your reflection. And besides, don't you think ice blue would be a lovely color on those beautiful eyes? You look deep into your own eyes, and you see just the slightest ring of glowing, piercing, frozen blue around your iris. And as you do so, the mindscape dissolves around you, leaving the image of your eyes plastered in your abyss, so bright, glowing, and perfect. You feel the abyss resume its normal amorphous form, and you lie there, drifting amid the blackness, the experience with the Winter King cemented in your subconscious. Now, I'm going to count back up from 10 to 1. When I reach 1, you will awaken from trance, my words forever etched into your mind, and they will remain in your abyss, assisting to bring you down into trance the next time. 10. Feel your abyss relinquish its grasp on you. 9. Slowly rise up out of the abyss, your head just peeking out of the blackness. 8. Feel all my words rush around you. 7. My words are your truth. You love and embody them. 6. My words are your reality. There's no use fighting back. 5. Halfway out of the empty void. 4. Your mind and consciousness slowly resume their place. 3. Feel the suggestions in your mind carve out a home there, permanently. 2. Consciousness almost completely returned, the last foot stepping out of the abyss. 1. Fully awake, aware, and feeling amazing.